Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. My name is CityZilla, and today we are in the city of Canalville, where we are going to be working on a national park. But before we jump in, I did want to go over a few quick fixes that I made. Anybody who's noticed already, I went ahead and got rid of our parking lots right here, and I put in these two high-rise condo hotel towers, and then I put pairing plazas on either side with little pergolas and some planters, and I think it looks really good. I really enjoy how this turned out, and the reason I decided to get rid of the parking lots was because a lot of people were mentioning the parking and how nobody was using them, and though I don't know if this is the most realistic of approaches for this area, I felt like it looked really good. I put these in and I was like, you know what, if I just do little plazas for people to walk through on either side, like it just looks fantastic. And I really like this middle section too. I think it looks really cool. And this area is still just super packed. Anybody who missed the last episode where we built out this area, it is definitely a good episode. I recommend checking it out. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description if anybody is interested. And so today, let's go ahead and zoom out. We are going to be working on this area, and we are going to be encompassing our little waterfall area. I have a couple hotels that I want to place down. I'm actually super excited about it. And then I think we're going to do some rocks, and we want to do some hiking paths. And so anybody who's not in the United States, we have national parks here, which are basically sections of land that are protected by the government so that people can go and enjoy them. And a few really big examples are like the Grand Canyon or the Smoky Mountains or Yosemite or Yellowstone or like the Everglades. It really varies in what type of park it is, but there's pretty much everything for anybody out there. There's also like Moab or Zion. So there's desert, there's forest, there's, marshes, there's mountains, and they're just areas that you can go and camp and kind of enjoy yourself. And they all tend to have like little villages or areas where you can kind of stay with the family and just have a good time. And so I want to create a little village down here, and then we're going to do a switchback road that goes all the way up this hill. And then we're going to do a couple hotels at the top, and then we're going to do hiking trails all the way around with little campsites and everything. And so I think it's going to be really fun. So let's go ahead and jump in. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is jump into the landscape tool, go to level terrain, and I want to create a little bit of a plot right here. Not too much because we do need the road to go up, but I want there to be enough to have like a little bit of housing right here for anybody who maybe lives or works in the park. And then I want to create a nice slope up here for people to be able to get up to right there. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty good right there. And then we're just going to have to kind of snake the road. And so I think we're going to have a little bit of a village right here. I feel like this would just be a great location for it. And we can even kind of encroach on that zoo a little bit. Anybody who watched me build the zoo knows that I was kind of reserving some space over here. And so I feel like that's going to be good right there. So we're going to do a little town and then a little shopping center at the top. All right, so we are going to use an asymmetric at the bottom. We're going to use a 2-in-1. And the reason we're doing that is because it's just going to provide a little bit of access for those people coming out. There's going to be a left and a right and a straight if anybody wants to come into this little shopping center down here. And so let's now turn into a regular 2-unit road, and I want to do one with trees, something that's going to look nice. Maybe this one right here. This actually looks pretty good. And so we will come up here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then I actually got these little guard posts off of the Steam Workshop, and it's kind of funny. They function as little police stations. So basically this would be where you would have to pay to come in, check in, stuff like that. Maybe ask for directions, get a little map, and all that stuff. And so let's go and choose that road again. And so we want to come all the way back here. I'm going to go ahead and turn off snapping. We want this to come up here, go like that. And we're going to go ahead and leave it like that for right now. I do want to create a little entrance over here. So let's grab this. We're going to come this way, go like this. And then what I want to do is create a little loop around, kind of just a small neighborhood for like park rangers and stuff like that. We'll go like this, and we'll just connect it up right there. Yeah, I think that's perfect. And then I got a bunch of little cabins off of the Steam Workshop as well. It's kind of funny. They're all part of this like holiday park pack, and it's actually really cool. There are just all these different cabins of different sizes and looks, and I think they just look fantastic, especially for building out like campsites or an area like this. They really fit in well. I'm gonna do different sizes because you have people of different positions, and so you'd have like a bunch of the smaller ones, and then you'd also have like some bigger, more like standard home sizes. Yeah, there we go. And then I feel like that looks pretty good. So we will grab this small one, and we're going to go ahead and loop these all the way around in the middle. Yeah, I think this is going to be fantastic. And we'll probably even do like a little walking path in the middle. I feel like that would be good. We're going to come back through here and do trees and stuff at the end too. Just kind of make it look a little more natural. Having no trees in here right now would be kind of weird. But so there we go. We have a small little neighborhood, and I believe these function as unique buildings. They do. So we'll end up getting traffic just for this little area, which I don't know if I'm happy about, but we may come back and change that. And so now what I want to do is create a little parking lot up here, and then we're going to do some small commercial, probably do organic and local produce, and then we will have a path go up the hill. And so I'm going to go ahead and jump in here, go to maintenance, and I'm going to throw in probably a 2-row big parking lot real quick. And there we go. That looks pretty good. Just enough for us to get some small shops around the outside. I feel like that'll be good. And so now let's jump back into our road, and we are going to begin to turn this up. So it's pretty steep, so we definitely need to do some switchbacks. Then we are going to end up here. And so let's actually level this out first so that we have a nice little landing space. So I want to put a hotel on this side. And then I think we're going to do a hotel right off the water. So we will come like right here. Yeah, I feel like that's probably pretty good. And then let's go ahead and go like this as well. Yeah, you know, that's good. So we'll have a hotel there and we'll have a hotel there. I think that'll look fantastic. And so let's go in here now and begin to drop this road. And so I'm going to curve it, go like this, and then just begin to turn it. Go like this, go all the way down, and then begin to turn it, and basically just do this all the way up. So I'm going to go ahead and get this done real quick, and I will be right back with you guys. Okay, and here we go. And so now what I want to do is jump into the network multi-tool, and we want to check the slope on this because we want to make sure that this isn't like a crazy hill climb, especially since we're going to have a hotel at the top. We would still need to have some sort of deliveries. So I think we'll go from right there, and you can see some of those are pretty big. So we're going to go ahead and hit enter and see what it gives us. So 3.6 is definitely doable. That's less than a 10% grade, which is good. It did mess up some of our hills, but I'm not too worried about it. This is definitely something that you would see with switchbacks sometimes, like they just want to get the road in there. I do wish that this was a little bit lower, but I think what we're going to come back and do is raise up the hill a little bit. So if we come in here and go to slope, or go to soften terrain, and just go all the way through, what this is going to do is just make it look a little more realistic. This is just a tough thing to do, even in real life, but doing these switchbacks is, and you know what, that actually looks much better. It's still a little iffy in some areas, but I feel like it's doable. And I really like how we're going to have these entrances off here too. So we have some flat areas within these like straightaways. And so we will do some entrances into some walking paths and stuff and just make it into a really cool little spot. And so now let's jump in here, and I want to go to hotel. So mountain resort, and this thing is huge. So I'm going to go ahead and place it right there just for right now. And what we're going to do is move it up over here. It looks like we may need to move some of the land even more. I thought this was going to be enough, but I guess not. So we will ship this over here. Go ahead and turn off snapping so I can get a good angle. So I want it to go like right there, right off the water. It would have great views, and we'll do a little patio off this side too. And so like anybody staying in these hotel rooms would just have a stunning view over the waterfall and this whole ocean area, and you would see the cruise ships just kind of crashing into each other in the distance. And I think this would just be a really fun area. And so let's go ahead and clean this up now. We are going to jump into the level terrain tool, and I'm just going to go like this. I want it to look realistic. I don't want to have those jaggedy edges on there. I don't want to get crazy with it. So I feel like this is probably good enough for a little patio off the back. I feel like that's great. We can actually go like this. Yeah, this will be good. Nice. And so now we have created a nice little overlook for this area, which I think is just fantastic. And so now let's grab this road again and have it come down. And we could do a little parking lot as well. I feel like that would probably be good. Maybe we'll turn it like this and we'll do a little parking lot off of this side. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in a small parking lot real quick. Nice. There we go. It's a little bit bigger than I was initially planning, but I feel like that looks pretty good. And so I do want to get another hotel over here, and I think we're going to use the same one that we used down here. All right, so we are going to use the Wellness Hotel over here again, and though we already have it, so I'm not super worried about it. What we're going to do is come down here and just grab it and copy it. So we'll go like this and then just copy, and it's going to allow us to place it again. And so we will come up over here, and I think maybe for this one we'll actually do parking in the front. So maybe we'll come like right here. Yeah, I feel like that looks pretty good. I do want it to be somewhat level though, so maybe we'll move this back just a smidge. Yeah, we'll come up like right there, and so we'll do a little patio off the back of this as well. And then maybe we even just extend this parking lot, and it could be a parking for both. Maybe they're both owned by the same company. So yeah, I think I'm just going to do that real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and just extend this and put in some more spaces. Nice. There we go. So we got it in. We extended that out. And so I think this would actually be, if we just turned this a little bit, and then let's go ahead and Control H on that so we can get it a little bit raised. I don't want to have these bumps over here. Yeah, that looks much better. And so we will also do a little deck on this area. Make it look really good, especially since this has the water right next to it. This would definitely be like the primo hotel. Actually, this one would too because it has the views, but this one already has like the little water in here, which I think is great right at the top of the waterfall. And so now what I want to do, it looks like we have something going on over here. Yeah, so we will delete that. And so let's come down here. So we got our little shopping center. we don't have a main entrance yet, which is a problem. So one of the things that is kind of tricky with this is if you just start doing pathways off of this, then you actually don't get counted for the national park, and then it becomes really hard to level it up. And so that's definitely something that we don't want to do. So I think what we'll do is do our main entrance right here. So we will come up over here. We're going to go like right there. Yeah, there we go. Nice. And then we're going to do a little path that's going to come all the way up here, kind of hike through here and just make it really fun. And so we will do another entrance over here. Let's actually do it like right there. Yeah, nice. And then we will do another one up here. So we'll go like that. And we'll do another one right there. And then we're going to have to do one back here as well. This is kind of tricky. Maybe we will extend this out a bit. So if we go like right there, can I fit one back here? Yeah, there you go. It's kind of weird being right next to that, but it's just the way that the game works. So then we will also add in one right here too, so that we can get access. And I feel like that looks pretty good. So now we have blocked off all the pathways along with the camping, so that anybody who wants to actually get into the park would have to pay. But then anybody who wants to just come up here and stay in the hotel, they're okay. It's just kind of weird because I wish that they had a drive-through entrance for the national park, especially like the zoo and the amusement park and the regular park. Like, sure, just do an entrance, but the nature reserve, a lot of times you just pay in your car and then you bring the car into the park. And so it just kind of makes it hard. Like in my test build, I built it out and then I decided to cut it and have the entrance stop. So you had to get out of your car, walk through the entrance, and then you could drive on the other side. It was just kind of weird. And so now we are going to use this path with lights, and we are going to come up over here, and I want to turn off snapping. And so we want to find a nice little path up here and have it go all the way back, because what I want is to have a path come all the way over here. So I want these ones to kind of meander down the mountain. I want these ones to kind of meander down. I want to create a couple little camping areas. I feel like it's just going to look great. So we will come up over here and we want to follow the terrain with this, because this is the tricky part. This is really steep. We're literally just climbing up a mountain now. And these would be probably your more extreme hikes. So anybody who wanted to come like a hike out here and camp, they would have to get a permit. They wouldn't just be able to come out here because the danger would be pretty high for a lot of people. So we'll go like that. I feel like that actually looks pretty good. I don't think the slope is too much. And I mean, it's a lot. It would definitely be a tough hike, but I believe people would be able to do it. And so now I do want to get this one down. We're going to have this go this way. And then let's go ahead and turn it. Oh, maybe we can actually just have this one slope down there. Yeah, you know, that's actually not bad. That worked out pretty good. This one is still a little hilly, but you know, it's hiking. That's what you're here for. And then let's go ahead and do this one too. And I think this one will actually, I guess we'll go the same direction. So if we go like that, you know, that actually looks pretty good. Nice. And so I did want to get one on this side too. So we are going to go this way, and then we are going to turn down here, and we're going to follow this terrain basically all the way out and do a loop around. And this one would probably be a little bit steeper. That's not bad though. You know, people want to come out here and hike. We're going to come all the way out here. Yeah, this one's going to be a cool one because we're going to do a little plateau out here, which I think is going to be great. So then we will turn this around, have it go up, and then let's go ahead and do an entrance right here. So we'll go like this and then connect this up. Nice. Look at that. That one's definitely a tough hike. This one's got some pretty big hills, but you would be overlooking the city, which would just be amazing. And so I do want to come into the level terrain tool now, and we are going to level out a couple areas for us to do some campsites. And so I think we'll do one right here, and we'll have a little cliffside off the back. It's not the end of the world. So I think we'll go like this. Yeah, that would just be such a cool little campsite, especially overlooking the ocean and the city and everything. That would just be fantastic. And so now let's come up here. Let's increase one up here as well. We'll go like right there. And don't worry, we're going to come back through here and put in trees and stuff. I know right now it kind of looks weird, but we're going to come in and do rocks and trees and just make it into a really cool spot. So these will be where we have like little ranger stations, water fill-ups, campgrounds, stuff like that for people to stay. Maybe they're doing like a multi-day hike, something like that. And so let's go ahead and fill this in as well. Yeah, that one's going to be good. And then I want to create a little plateau over here. This would be like one of the big sites here. People would want to go out to the edge. Yeah, nice. I think that looks really cool, especially right in front of the waterfall. Like you would just be watching the waterfall go down. That'd be so cool. And I feel like that looks pretty good. I do wish maybe we had one up here. This one's a little bit steeper though. I don't know if that would be the most realistic of areas. And so for these entrances, we are going to do little plateaus too. So we're going to go like this, and then we're going to come in here, do the same thing. Yep, go like that. I think maybe we'll even go like this too. Why not? And then let's, ooh, we didn't connect this one up. These ones are actually kind of smaller. We're just going to do, like I have a little restaurant that I want to do and probably a couple campgrounds, stuff like that. But because they're next to the hotels, maybe we won't do full-blown hiking trails. So here's one as well. We will come in here, go like this. Yeah, nice. Man, this is already looking so cool. All right, let's jump out of here and see how it looks already. So we got quite a few paths going around. We have a path going this way, hiking trail. So we got quite a bit of stuff. So let's see what we've unlocked with level 1. It's not a lot. We need to get these overlooks, which is level 2, and then these tent camping sites. And so once we start placing down some of this stuff, we want to go in and maybe adjust the price to incentivize more people to come. Ooh, so I didn't even paint this as a park area either. So I'm going to go ahead and paint that in real quick. Okay, and so I got it all painted in. I feel like it looks really good. And so now let's jump in here and see about placing down some of these campfire sites. And we're just going to do more of the primitive camping first, and then we will come in and do some of the bigger campsites, which are kind of cool. All right, so what we're going to do now is come in here and do some little campground sites. So I want to do some little offshoot path areas. And so we will come up here and maybe just have it turn. So we'll go like this, have it go sideways. And so this will just be one of the campground areas. And so we will come in here, do a couple little campfires, go like this, and then we'll do some sites now. So let's come in here, go like this, go like that. And then let's do some of these bigger ones. Yeah, this would be great. We really want to provide enough areas. And it's kind of funny that we placed down the tents because these would obviously be, you know, pitched by the people who were staying. But I feel like this looks really cool. Nice. I feel like that looks great. And so we have our first little campground, and let's check out our area and see. So we don't have any visitors yet. Let's check out our policy. So we want to do recycle garbage, and then we want to do, we'll do celebrate, but we may nix that because normally you wouldn't have fireworks at an area like this. You know what? We'll get rid of that. So we're going to actually do fine for fireworks. Just because there's going to be a lot of trees, and so the fire risk would be pretty high. All right, and so now what I want to do is jump in here, and I want to do like a little kind of RV park area for anybody who's traveling with like big RVs or little trailers or anything. And so we will go into roads, and I want to do a dirt road for this. We're going to have this come off the main road because maybe it's not associated with the park. It's just right outside the entrance, and so we will then just do a little loop around. We'll have this go like right up there, have it come down here, and then go like that. Nice. And so now we will have this go in. Yeah, there we go. And then I actually got some little RVs off of the Steam Workshop as well. I believe it's in campers camp. All right, so I think this looks really good. I did a little RV park, and I wanted to do some campsites too, but because we don't have an entrance, it's just connected to the road. These people wouldn't be counted, and so we definitely don't want that. I'm going to go ahead and unpause because we really want to get some people in here, and it does look like I need to do water as well. So maybe I'll go ahead and throw down some water pipes real quick and get those some of these buildings up and running, mainly the entrances. Okay, so I got water pipes in, and so now let's start looking at what kind of visitation we get. So right now this is our only area, so it looks like, I mean, we already got 28. We're already getting people, which is fantastic. And so now let's just place down some more campsites and start trying to get some more people because I want to get to these next levels. And so I think we will go into another little camping area, probably right here. I feel like this would just be a great spot. So let's jump back in. I don't know why I went into roads. We will go in here. Let's go ahead and do another little offshoot and have it go this way and that way. Perfect. Look at that. Nice. And so now let's do just a couple of these. And there we go. So now we got some more. We could put some here too. I want to leave room for the bigger campgrounds though too. So maybe we'll do a small campground right here, right at the entrance. So this would be more for like families, like you didn't want to go deep into the park. You're just kind of like right next to the entrance, a little safer. And there we go. Nice. And so just that alone should really start getting some people for us. So I did get a little campground restaurant. I got a couple of them actually. So let's come back here. We're going to go like this. This deck area is going to be part of the hotel. So I don't think we're going to have it connected to this entrance. But I do want to do our little campground restaurant. So, oh, this is actually one. So bar, restaurant. Let's look at this thing. So that actually looks pretty cool. It's nothing special, but it does the trick. I think there's another one as well. Hey, here we go. Campsite, restaurant, and bar. This one's definitely a little more fitting. So I think if we go like right here, this will be nice. And then what I'll do is do a couple little paths off. And then I think we're going to do some pergolas and then a little campfire area for people to kind of come together and just have a good time. Probably do one right here too. And so now let's do one of these ones. Let's do a couple of them. Since this would be right next to the hotel, you would want a ton of these available for people so that maybe they could like rent them out or something. And then let's look up a pergola. I got a few pergolas. And then place a couple of these down. So we'll just go like this, go like right there. And we'll go right there. Nice. I feel like that looks pretty good. And then we will go into paths and go to our clear path. and just kind of connect these up. So we'll go like right there, and let's go ahead and move our little gazebo over just a smidge, and then we will turn our path, have it go right here, and have it come up here, and then connect right there. Nice. It would just be like a really nice area to come and sit and overlook the water, and maybe have a campfire with your family or friends, and just enjoy yourself. I think as we expand as well, we're going to do one of our overlooks here. I really hope we hit it soon. Yeah, I mean, we're growing pretty fast. 147 out of 500, so it should actually be here pretty quick. And so while we're waiting, let's actually connect this one up as well. I want to do the same thing that we kind of did on the other side. I don't know if we'll do the same restaurant, maybe not. We'll have this come up here. They go like right there. Yeah, I feel like that looks pretty good. And then let's actually level out an area right here because I don't want to intrude upon the backside of that hotel. So we will come up like right here. Whoa, yeah, go like this. Nice. I feel like this is a nice little area. And then let's do the same thing. We will jump into Find It, go to Restaurant, and find our lovely little campground. Yeah, you know, we're going to do the same one just because this looks so cool. So we're going to do the same thing here, just connect it up. And then let's do a couple little campfires. So we will come in here. Let's go ahead and get rid of the lights. We'll go like that. And then let's do a couple more of these little guys. Nice. I feel like that looks fantastic. And so for these backsides, what I want to do, since we're waiting for that to grow in, I want to come in here and go to decal. And I think we're going to do those wood ones that we did before. I think it's under tile. So if I go tile, and here we go. So let's go ahead and look at these and see how they look. So this actually looks pretty good. I want to use the bigger one. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. Yeah, we'll go right there, and then I'm going to go ahead and copy this all the way down. So I did a little wood decal, and I think I'm going to do some chairs and stuff and just turn it into a nice little overlook area. So if we come in here, search up chairs, get out of decals, go to all. Yeah, you know what? This one looks pretty good. So we will have this go across, go like this, and this will be like a little restaurant area. I'll probably do a little fence around it. So we'll go like that, and then let's come in here and search up fence. I think I'm going to do this park fence. So we will have this go like this, and have it come down here. I think we will have this go like right there. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be great. So then now this would be like a little restaurant area, and then let's actually extend that fence out because I feel like turning it there looks weird. I'd rather it come this way. Yeah, nice. There we go. And so now this whole area is kind of enclosed. Just allows people to kind of explore the grounds, but then the people within the national park to not be able to come in, which would be important. I feel like this whole area over here would be good to just continue this on. So I think what I'm going to do is come this way, and then we will turn on freeform tool, have it go this way, have it come down. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And we'll probably do some trees and stuff decorated up in there. And then let's do another one of these gazebos in here, because I feel like this would just be a great location for one of these. Maybe we'll even do a nicer one. So let's search up gazebo again. Ooh, yeah, I got some nice circular ones. These are great. So we'll go like this, go across. I'll actually probably just do two. I feel like that'll be good. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw in a planter real quick. Yeah, there we go. Nice. So I just threw in some planters around the outside, threw in this one in the middle, and then a couple little gazebos for people to sit down. And then this is for the restaurant area, a little outdoor seating area. I think it looks fantastic. I really like it. And so let's check on our nature reserve again and see what we're looking at. I'm hoping that we're getting more people now. Ooh, we're actually already about to hit it. That's fantastic. Nice. And so we'll be able to put down some of our little campgrounds and stuff like that and just turn it into a nice area. And so I think I'm going to basically do the same thing over here. I don't think we're going to do the restaurant seating, but I want to do the wood panels. And I think we may even get into the hotel a little more with this one. So I'm going to go ahead and place one here and go all the way across. Hey, there you go. Nice. Level 2. So tent camping site number 1, which is what I really wanted to get. And then these viewing decks as well, especially since we're up on this hill. This would just be fantastic. And so I decided to do a little wood near the building as well, just because I feel like it makes it look really good. And so now I just got to jump into Surface Painter and get rid of these sprites in the area, and I'm actually just going to turn it to the gravel. Yeah, we'll go like that. That looks fantastic. Nice. And so I'm going to go ahead and do a fence around, just do some chairs and probably another little gazebo real quick. All right, I feel like that looks pretty good. And we are going to save the detailing of the front sides of these. I'm probably just going to do something similar to this, like square planters in front of this. We'll do that at the end when I do the detailing time lapse. But now we have hit our next unlock, and so now let's look at our new buildings. First off, I want to get a couple of these tent camping sites. These are just fantastic. So I want to do a couple down here. Let's go like right there and right there. And it looks like we already got that space filled. So maybe we could even do a couple on these sections. I feel like that could be good. Maybe we'll come back in here and so that looks good right there, right on the edge. And this is really going to be like the primo camping. I'm going to go ahead and leave this middle section open because the next camping sites are a little bit bigger, but I want to get some of these like lean-to shelters and these lookout towers and really just turned it into a fun area. So we'll go ahead and put one right there as well. And it looks like we have a little bit of room for camping down here. Let's actually put some down here too, right next to the entrance. We'll go ahead and do 3. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I like it. And I feel like that's probably enough for those. So now let's do some of our lookouts. So I know I want to do one right here. Let's actually see if we can get it like right there. But then let's do a couple of these small ones. Yeah, we'll go like that, because these would really be like the star of the show. People would want to just come out here and overlook the city. This would be like the cool part. Do want to get them up at the top too, so we're going to come up over here and we're going to place one like right there. And then let's go ahead and put one right here too, maybe one of the smaller ones. Go like that. And then let's come up over here. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's make sure those are connected first. So those ones not. It says this one's not connected. That's so weird. Oh, there we go. So I guess it needed to be a little bit closer. I'm going to go ahead and shift all these planters real quick. Yeah, there we go. And so I extended our wooden little deck area too. I still think this looks pretty good. And now it's connected up, so we should start getting more people. Though I saw people already going in it, so I'm not really sure why it was giving us a disconnect signal. It does look like this one's disconnected as well. So I think I'm going to do a 1-unit road that's going to be kind of a turnaround, maybe for like valet or something. So we'll come in here. You know what, we'll do 2-way, and we will have it start from right here, curve around, and then turn down. Yeah, nice. That's a good little entrance. And so we still do need to do services up here as well. I'm going to go ahead and connect this up with water. And there we go. And so now let's go around and make sure that all of our lookouts are connected, since we put some of them kind of far away from the path. And so we're going to use the clear path, and we're going to connect that one up. Perfect. Looks like these are all good. Looks like this one's a little iffy, so maybe we'll come out here and have it turn. That looks good. Those are connected. We don't have any overlooks on this other side, so maybe we will come up over here and let's just do a couple overlooks over here, because this would be, I mean, a pretty big hike too. So we would want these people to have something to do over here, at least some sort of goal, like overlook the city. So we'll go ahead and connect this up right there, and then let's come over here and let's do one right there too. Yeah, this would just be fantastic. This one you'd have to kind of climb up on, but it's okay. These people are extreme hikers. And so now we should start bumping up pretty fast. Let's see if we're getting more people. Yeah, we are. So we're already 823. We were at 500. So we're definitely getting more people than we were before. We're still not really making a lot of money. I don't tend to charge a ton at the beginning because we just want to get people. And this does directly impact how many people come here. So if it's cheaper, you tend to get more people. And so let's go ahead. Ooh, it looks like this area needs water too. Okay, so I got the water in and it is looking pretty good. And so while we're waiting for that, what I do want to do is go ahead and put in some rocks in here. So we're going to go over to rocks, and I want to scatter these along this hillside. So we're going to go ahead and just place down a bunch of them, kind of rotate them around. And then I have a couple really big rocks that we're going to come back in here and kind of clean it up with. Yeah, there we go. I like it. Go ahead, let me know in the comments what you guys think, if we should adjust it or not. This was definitely something I played around a bit with when I was in my practice builds, and so I just wasn't really sure how it was going to turn out. It's kind of tough when doing these rocks like this, like in real life. It's just a little bit different, I think, but we'll go like that. Yeah, you know what? I like those boulders. I think they look cool. I think even placing a couple of these around here would just be fantastic. So if we go like that, then let's go ahead and do some more rocks in here. So we'll go like this. Just kind of, you know, we want it to be around, like this would be one of the things that you would view when you're here, is these huge rocks. You know what? I feel like that looks pretty cool. I do want to jump into Bob though, and we are going to hit this rock, and I want to change that palm tree to our live oak. I feel like that would just look better. So we'll go like this. Yeah, that's just so much better. Nice. That looks fantastic. All right, so we should be getting close to our next unlock. Yeah, so 1309, so we're definitely moving quick. I'm going to go ahead and let the game run for a bit so that we can hit our next unlock. Okay, so we hit the next unlock. So we got a bigger camping site number 1, and we got the lookout towers, which is fantastic. And we got the lean-to shelters too. So now we have more opportunity to make this into a much better national park. And so let's jump in here and let's check this guy out. Oh yeah, I knew he was going to be big. This has got some really cool stuff in it. So maybe we'll place one right there. And you know what? I don't know if we're going to be able to place any more of these. Maybe let's see how this looks right there. How does that? Those are definitely not the most realistic of things to have, these sharp edges. So maybe we'll come out here, just go like this. Yeah, there you go. So maybe they flattened out a little section for that. I think that looks pretty good. And then let's look at our lean-to shelters and our lookout towers now. So I want to get one of these like right there. And then let's go ahead and do one back here too. Let's, we got a bigger area right here too. I wonder, no, it's a little too big. So let's go ahead and place a couple more of these. So I want to do one of these back here for sure. Let's go ahead and get rid of one of these fireplaces so we can place the big one. This would just be like the cool lookout. Like, look at this. You'd climb up here and just overlook the entire city. This would just be huge. Like, look at all that. Wow. You'd see the waterfalls going down, all the ships coming in. It would just be a really cool view. All right, so now let's look for other spaces. So I know I want to do a couple down here. I don't know if we need to necessarily do the super tall ones. Though once we start placing down trees, we're definitely going to need to probably do the taller ones just to overlook the trees. So we'll come up here, do one right there, and we're really placing a ton of these, but we want to provide enough for pretty much everybody because these places can get pretty packed. So we're going to go like right there, and you know what? Let's start looking at these lean-to shelters. So I know I want to do one over here. Let's go ahead and do one right there, and let's do one right here. These basically are like little gazebos with a fire so that you could kind of sit in front of the fire and just kind of, you know, maybe eat a meal or roast some s'mores or something. Just have a good time with your family. So we'll put one right there. Let's go ahead and do a couple back here too. I think we can even do some of these smaller ones. So we'll do a small one right there. There's not really any sort of rhyme or reason for these. It's really just about providing areas within the park to give people something to do, kind of soak in the nature, enjoy it. So I'm gonna put one right there. Let's go ahead and put one right here too. Hey, you know what? This is already looking fantastic. I like it. Nice, and so now that should boost up our attractiveness even more, even though we were already at such a high level. Yeah, 3179 out of 1,000, so that is like way up there. But what I'm hoping is that that is going to make more visitors want to come here, especially once they start mapping out those new destinations. It doesn't look like it right now though, so it's 56. We were up at like 70 per week, but and I went ahead and added in a park maintenance building as well. I was hoping to get it somewhere in the park, but this is a huge building. But basically what that does is it just boosts up our maintenance levels. It gets it up into this purple. Every time a truck goes by, it goes up to purple, and it just makes it more attractive for people so that more people show up, theoretically. I don't know if it really boosted anything for us, but we did reach our visitors a little bit sooner. And so now what I want to do is look at our, what are the next things we're going to unlock? So we got fishing cabin, which I think we can do a little fishing cabin up at the top. We got the hunting cabin, which I forgot about. That's going to be great. And I think the hunting cabin too is actually too big. We'll probably do a bouldering site. So I think this is actually the next unlock, or is it 2 unlocks? Are we on 3 or 4? So we're on 3, so we got 2 more unlocks. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and jump into a detailing time lapse while this is running. And I'm going to place down some trees and just kind of decorate this whole area up. Okay, so we hit the next unlock. So fishing cabin 1, fishing cabin 2, hunting cabin 1, and hunting cabin 2. And so let's go ahead and check those out because I want to see if we can get a fishing thing up here. Oh yeah, look at that. So this is cool. Let's go ahead and place this down and see what this looks like. Oh yeah, look, this is awesome. So I want to move this back just a smidge, raise it up. Yeah, we'll probably just control H right here so we can make sure it is the correct height. And then I don't believe it is going to be connected. So I think we will do a clear path because we want people to be able to make it over here. And you know, we're just, maybe we can curve this around. So we will go this way and have it connect up right there. Nice. Feel like that's probably still connected a little bit, but we'll see. We're going to also come back this way and then connect it up right there. So now people can kind of walk across the waterfront, which I think is just fantastic. I think we can also do some down here as well. So let's jump back in there and let's do a couple of these smaller ones. So let's do a big one right here. Yeah, I really like that big one. I feel like that is just awesome. This water's a little too fast flowing. I feel like right here is probably best. So I think we're going to get rid of that one and we'll just keep those two. I feel like those are good. And let's make sure that they are connected. So let's jump out. Yeah, it's connected. Nice. So let's see. Yep, people are going to it. Fantastic. And that is great. So now let's look at the hunting cabins. Ooh, so this one's actually on the smaller side. For some reason, I was thinking this was going to be bigger. So we're going to do one right there, and then we'll do one over here. Do one right there. Let's go ahead and just bring these around, especially during hunting season. These would probably be super popular, depending on, what kind of animal was in the area to be hunted. And a lot of times national parks are actually protected lands, and so you probably wouldn't be able to you wouldn't be able to hunt actually within the park. But and this one's actually bigger too. Look at this. So that's a cool one. Let's go ahead and turn that off. And these are just going to help boost our engagement. Yeah, look at that. We're going to go ahead and change the palm trees, though. I feel like that's not really fitting in with what we got going on here. So then we will come up over here, going right there. Let's go ahead and do one right there just because we can. And we'll do it over here too. Nice. And then I'm going to jump into the Bob mod. Going to grab those, go to Palm 01. It's okay to have that bush, but we want to come up here to this MP9, which is the new trees. So then we're going to go ahead and hit that. Nice, perfect. And so now that should boost our visitation even more, I'm hoping. So if we jump in here now, we're getting quite a bit of people. So 87 a week, it's not a lot, but it's still some. And so we should hit this 10,000 here pretty soon. And so in my detailing, what I did, I made a bunch of really dense forestry areas. If you guys saw, I went ahead and did the paintbrush first, the tree brush, but then I went back through and actually placed them in to make them a little more dense and then changed them around with other trees just so that you can get some color and contrast in there. If you all do one tree, then it tends not to look as real, and I feel like this looks really good. I went ahead and placed some more rocks on this side just because I felt like this cliff face was a little empty. And then, yeah, I think that looks really good. I like this whole area. I did trees down here as well. And then I also put in another hotel down here. So maybe this is like the budget hotel for the area. I felt like it looked really good, though. I did a huge deck around it. And then I did some organic and local produce around the outside, which I want to make sure we don't get the same buildings all the way around. We had 4 of the same buildings there. We may need to play around with this a little bit to make sure that we get some new ones. So like this one right here looks really cool. I really wanted to get these little markets. That looks fantastic. And then we did get one of the same ones over here. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that and then get rid of that. I think we'll go like that just to create a little second space. That'll be good. I'm really liking that. I think that looks great. I really like this whole area. I think this looks fantastic. And so I do want to jump into the Bob Mod 2 and change this one to out of palm trees. So we'll go to that Palm 1 and then we'll do the same thing. Come up here, go to MP9 Live Oak and hit go. Perfect. And it looks like we got this one as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing real quick. And there we go. Nice. So we just get rid of those palm trees, create a little more consistency. I really like these fishing areas. I think this looks fantastic. I like the rocks on this area too. I think while we're waiting, what I'm going to do is go ahead and fill in some more of these rocks on this side real quick. Okay, so we have hit the last unlock and got the bouldering site. And it's funny, it says bouldering site number 1, but I don't believe there's a bouldering site number 2. I believe it's just one bouldering site. Yeah, it is. So now let's place this down. And this would be for like kids wanting to basically climb on the rocks and have a good time. And so we want to put them on the sides that have the rocks. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be fantastic. So we'll, maybe right there. Yeah, that's not bad. And then let's go ahead, because I put the rocks over here too. Let's see if we can put in a couple over here. So we'll go like right there. That actually looks terrible. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that one. I think it's because it's on a hill. So then we will come down here. Maybe we'll put one right there. Yeah, that's not bad. And then we can actually probably put one on the inside here. Yeah, we'll go like that. And we'll come up here, go like that. And then let's go ahead and do one over here as well. And I think we can fit in another one of those, a couple of these smaller campsites over here. We go like right there, and then I think we have space for another one up here. Nice. And so let's go ahead and look at some of the props too, because I haven't really placed any of these down. So nature reserve sign. I'm going to go ahead and place down some signs on these paths. Okay, and then we also have log piles that I want to put in front of the hotel. So if we go like right here, let's go ahead and do just a couple piles. This would be for people who are going to be going into the park to camp. They'd be able to just kind of pick it up before they go. So they'd come up to the hotel, kind of check in, just check everything out, maybe grab something to eat, and then go off on their camping trip. And so let's come in here, do the same thing. Oh, you know, we need to do surface painter on the front side of this. I didn't even check this side. And then let's go back to those logs, and I'm just going to place them down real quick. And there we go. Man, I really like this. We're getting tons of people now too, which our park maintenance still needs to bump up, but we have hit 10,000 people. We're getting about 100 a week, and so I think now we can bump this up to 10. And see how it affects our visitors, but we need to start making money. We're losing about 2,000 a week on this thing. And so another thing that I did, I went ahead and put in a bus going all the way through the park. It basically comes down here, picks up people. You can kind of see one. Here's a green one right there. Let's actually check out the line. I feel like it's going to be pretty busy. So yeah, 94 people, 86. I mean, maybe we should upgrade to the next bus. This is picking them all up right there. Maybe we'll switch this to... No, you know, we'll keep it here and then we'll check it out again. I think on the next episode, we're going to do a cable car expansion. I didn't really think about it until just now, but I want to connect up the rest of the city with our cable cars. Anybody who has been watching Canalville since the beginning, we have cable car access going through this entire section of the city. And so I want to expand it up here and then have it go all the way up to the top of here. I think it's just fantastic. I went ahead and added in medical helicopter access and fire helicopter access. And then I put in these fire watchtowers kind of spread out all throughout here. And then I went ahead and added in a couple water towers as well, since this is like the top of the hill. And a lot of times, actually every time, the pressure is created from the water tower. And so as long as everything that is drawing from the water tower is below it, then you get water pressure. And so I felt like putting them at the top of the hill would just be fitting. And so go ahead and let me know what you guys think of the episode. I think it came out really good. I like the rocks. I like the trees. I really like the waterfalls over here. I think it looks fantastic. And so if you enjoyed this episode, you will definitely enjoy the episode on your screen. And thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on Friday.